Got our first look at James Gunn's final MCU movie before shifting his full focus to the DCEU in the form of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, where the official trailer dropped just a few short days ago. The trailer was both funny and emotionally gut-wrenching, and it's the latter that I want to focus on in this video because I couldn't help but feel that the trailer kind of teased the death of a major character. James Gunn a while ago said that the movie itself was the last time we will ever see this iteration of Guardians together as a team, and he has even said on record that someone will indeed die in this film. So it's now just up to us, the fans, to guess who it could be, and for me there are only two clear-cut possibilities, and we will start with the first option. The trailer focused heavily on Rocket, and it seems as though the movie itself will be doing so too, as in the trailer we got glimpses of Rocket's past, so in the film we'll finally be getting some much needed backstory to this character. The main villain is a character named High Evolutionary, whose goal is to create the perfect species, so you can definitely see the links between the villain and Rocket just by this one thing. The trailer shows flashbacks to Rocket's past, so it could be that the High Evolutionary was the one who initially experimented on Rocket and made him into what he is today. It's worth noting that whenever a character is heavily focused on in a piece of media, whether that's a movie or an episode of a TV show for example, there's a high chance that said character will end up dying by the end, and I fear with all this focus on Rocket being in the trailer and possibly in the movie as well, it's more than likely that Rocket is going to be the one to die at the end of the film. Even a line Rocket says in the trailer, and I quote, "We'll fly away together one last time," just screams that he's the one who will be dying, and it just feels like it's the last hurrah for this character. Two shots in the trailer which sees both Star-Lord and Mantis screaming and crying as they watch on in horror at an unseen figure further adds to this idea. I wouldn't necessarily say evidence, but this is just another hint as to why Rocket could be the one to die. If you have a look at the last two logos of the Guardians of the Galaxy films, Volume 1 and Volume 2, look at the color schemes and then think about who died in those films. In Guardians of the Galaxy 1, the logo was brown. Who died in that film? Groot. Groot was brown. In Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the color of the title for that movie was blue. And who died in that film? Yondu. Now, if you have a look at the color scheme of the logo for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, it heavily represents the colors of Rocket. So that is just further indication that it could be Rocket to be the one to die. But Rocket isn't the only one in contention to die in this film, because I do believe alongside Rocket, there's also a good chance that it might end up being Drax the Destroyer as the one to die, and there are a couple of reasons as to why. And the first reason is because Dave Bautista has already come out to say and officially confirm that Guardians 3 is the last time you'll be seeing Drax in the MCU, because after this movie, his contract is up and he's done with no plans on coming back. This obviously makes you sit down and wonder, doesn't it? If Drax's contract is up and Bautista is showing no interest in dying, then you might as well just kill him off in the final film. And number two, it makes sense for his character to die as well, so that he can finally reunite with his deceased family in death. These two factors alone make a convincing case that even though the trailers lead us to believe that it's going to be Rocket to die, James Gunn is actually misdirecting us to throw us off from the fact that it could actually end up being that Drax is the one to bite the dust. And there's even a brief shot in the trailer where we see Drax with a hole in his chest, so it's very possible that this could be his death scene in the film, who knows. But what do you guys think? Who do you think is going to be the one to die at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3? Let me know down below in the comments, and why do you think it's Rocket? And another point as to why I do believe it's going to be Rocket actually, something that I didn't mention earlier in the video, was because if you have a very close think about it, all of the Guardians except for Rocket has died, not counting Nebula. All the original Guardians have died besides Rocket. Gamora died due to Thanos throwing her off the cliff in Infinity War, and the rest of the Guardians got dusted along with half of the universe. But Rocket was the only original Guardian I should say, because obviously you got Nebula as well, but Rocket was the only original Guardian to survive. The only Guardian who hasn't tasted death yet. So that's why I do feel that Guardians 3 could be his time. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.